You know, Kyle, I've been able to cover a lot of other sports in the last couple years. It's all about recruiting. And I read this great article where Joe Gibbs said, you are the best recruiter that he has. What do you look for in young talent?
Results, winning, being able to go out there and perform in each and every race vehicle that they've been in. I feel like William Byron is probably one of the most diverse drivers that I've seen come up through the ranks in the last years past. He's won a race or a championship or some form of fashion of being successful in everything that he's driven in just 4 years that he's driven it. And now he got to the K&N series, he got to the truck series, he took it by storm last year, probably arguably should have been the champion, but then was able to now move on and go to junior motorsports for the Xfinity series. So he's been one of the most impressive kids that has come through in the last few years.
Is that fun for you, or do you feel a sense of responsibility to the sport to do that?
It's fun for me, but also I have a sense of responsibility to those that are close to me, to Toyota especially, and making sure that we can do the right things for their driver development program. It's bad when you have kids like that come in that then get stolen by other guys. We would have loved to have kept William Byron as a Toyota driver. We just didn't have a Xfinity Series program open and available for him to be able to get into.
Kyle, I think your numbers support what Joe Gibbs feels. I mean, 31 years old, 38 Cup wins. You're closing in on 200 wins in the top 3 series. You've won an Xfinity Series championship, a Cup championship. You've won at Indy. What about this race on Sunday? That's the dot on the radar, isn't it?
It is. It's the highest dot on the radar that hasn't already been checked for sure. You know, so we've had some great years here though over the course of the last few, and especially last year, coming home the closest I've ever been in third, feeling like if I could have made a couple different decisions a turn or two sooner than I made them, it could have been us in victory lane there on Sunday. So certainly the M&M's team is deserving of being able to come out here and win a championship at Daytona for the 500. Yeah. And in the end of the season as well too. Coming off of 2015, we were really strong. We opened up the season last year with I think 5 top 5s in a row or something like that. So we were ready. We knew we were ready, and we wanted to win that one. But here for 2017, we're looking forward to this Daytona 500. It's what's next. Charlotte, Pocono, being able to win the Coke 600, an all-star race. You know, checking some more of those boxes off is what's coming too.
It's all about the last lap in Daytona. It's all about positioning. How soon into the race do you start thinking about where you want to be on that last lap?
You kind of watch how it goes along throughout the entire race. You know, when there's somebody else out front and you're second, how do you ever pass those guys, and how do you do that? What was the time frame that it took in order to do that? When you're third, how did it happen? How did you get to the front? If you're leading, how can you figure out how to hold those guys back behind you in those situations as well too? So every variable can be thrown at you differently though, so you've always got to be ready for something that you haven't seen throughout the day. So it's hard to exactly plan every single move, and heck, I'm going to forget what I did on lap 2 by the time I get to lap 200 for sure. But also, you know, when it comes down to the end, like last year, you hope that it's all of your group of guys together and that we're all working together and we know kind of more of what we're expecting of each other, that then you can perform and do what you need to do to win the race for yourself and for your team.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen an operation that has the dynamics that Joe Gibbs Racing, and we know all you guys want to win, but it amazes me how you guys work together. We saw it in the clash last Sunday.
Yeah, we try to do it each and every time. We feel like we're bigger and better in numbers, you know, and everybody's kind of getting the sense of that. We know that, but we feel as though that if we can stick together and keep doing those sorts of things, it is a greater opportunity for us to outperform the rest of the teams. You know, the lone exception to that now is the 2 and the 22. For as strong and as fast as they are, just 2 of them, that they actually started pulling us 4 of us apart there towards the end of that race. And
now they have friends called Stewart Haas Racing too.
and the 21 cars coming as well too. So there was only 2 of them in that race. They tried to get the 3rd one together with the 4, but we know with the blue oval, they're certainly coming for us.